Welcome back. I know, a sandstorm. But you're okay. So I'm going to give him something constructive to do. He saw a sandstorm come by. He thought that was pretty scary. So we're going to do a little bit of backup, a little bit of sideways. Anything but forward. Yes. Yes. Give him something constructive to do. Yes. Yes. No forward. Sideways. And I'm going to do this until his emotions come down, until he can think. See how he's reactive but not really thinking? I'm going to tell him, don't go there. Don't go there. Good. No forward. When they go forward, they just check out. It's gone now. You're okay. But see, this is where my leadership needs to come in now, because he needs to listen to me instead of being reactive, and I will take care of him. So he's just not quite sure that there's not danger out there. Now he's licking his lips. That's a little bit better, so I'll give him a moment. He's starry-eyed. Just going to start moving his body parts. Move his front end. Move his hind end. Move his front end this way. Move his hind end. Move his front end. I'm going to do this until his brains kick in. Because right now he just wants to be reactionary. He wants to worry. Good. So I don't give him idle time to worry. Move the front end. Move the hind end. Move the front end. I know. Move the hind end. But I don't turn him away from where he perceives danger to be. I don't want to turn his back to it. Good. Good. And see, he's not in trouble. He just has to listen. Move the front end. Move the hind end. If he can't, I'll help him. But see, I keep his nose that way because that's where he perceives danger to be. Otherwise, if I turn turn him away from it, then he's going to think that he just needs to take off, and he needs to be able to see where the danger is, or where he perceives danger to be, and know that he's okay. So there he was having a hard time listening and responding when I asked his butt to move, because he wants to freeze up. But I'm not letting him. I'm saying, think your way through it. And his best way to think his way through it is to do anything but go forward. Because it gets him connecting in with the thinking part of his brain instead of the reactionary part of his brain. So I keep all my attention on him. Move the front end. Move the hind end. Move the front end. And I'm looking for signs of relaxation, and there are none yet. Okay, because he's starry-eyed. He doesn't want to think about what I'm doing here. Move the front end. Move the hind end. I'm waiting for him to start blinking. There, he's sneezing. That's him trying to come off adrenaline. Now he's licking his lips. He's getting softer. I'm going to get softer. I'm still going to ask. But I'm going to keep lots of sneezes. That's good. He's letting it go. And I'm going to keep asking stuff until there's relaxation. Good. He's licking his lips. No forward. No forward. No forward. Move the shoulder. Move the hind end. Back up. Move the shoulder. Move the hind end. It's being reactionary right there, so I'm going to continue. No forward, no forward. Until he makes a new decision. When he throws his head like that, it's kind of like him going, you don't understand. I have to worry. You don't understand. I have to worry. And I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. All you got to do is listen to me and you will be safe. Good. His head's coming down. Now he's thinking more towards me. Good. He's got his ears on me now. But see how I continued until he could come off adrenaline, till he could think towards me, till he could stop throwing his head and being reactionary. Good. Good. I mean, there's still a little bit there, but not as much. It's like he's going, you don't understand. I need to worry. You don't understand. And I'm saying, yes, I do, and you don't need to worry. I just keep moving body parts. I blocked him right there. I just put it between the eye and the shoulder and I blocked him. Good. 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 So he kind of really needs to move his feet right now. He's a little more relaxed, so I'll do some circling. And with the circling, I'll do some change of directions. I didn't want to do this until there was some relaxation. Otherwise, he's just going to run around and be reactionary and panicky. But he looks a little better now. He's not perfect, but a lot better. I don't expect it to all disappear at once. It's okay. We'll just change direction. If he's going to worry, we'll just change direction. Change direction. So I don't let him stay on that circle for very long if he's going to be reactionary. I just keep making changes. Change direction. Until he can handle his emotions. So can you tell right now he's still not rideable, right? Like I showed you last week when we ended our session, he looked rideable. Right now he's still not rideable, right? Because he's reactionary. He's worried. I'm just going to help him. Change direction. Change direction. So I'm not going to leave him idle out there on the circle. I understand. So I'm going to say, don't go there. I wiggled the rope and said, don't just take off and then lose your brain. It's like I'm snapping him out of it going, don't go there. Yeah. Good. Good. Now he wants to check in with me, so I allow it. Now he wants to worry, so I'll back him up. Good. Good. Okay. You don't need to be reactionary. He's like, I can't think. I'll help you. Good. I'll help you. I'm not going to leave him out there because he wants to check out. Good. And I'm going to do this until there's a change. See how he's having trouble? I'm just going to help him. You're okay. Yeah. Thank you for checking in. You're going to worry? Then you got to move. See how he wants to stay really close to me because he's worried. So I'm not making him go far out on the circle because it would be too hard for him right now. Good. But I don't want him feeling also that being in my lap is a good, safe place to be because it's maybe for him, but not for me. So right now, he's not in a teaching frame of mind. So what we got to do is we got to get him calm and relaxed so that he can learn. And a lot of that is doing just a lot of this. Moving the hind end, moving the front end, move the hind end, not forward, move the front end, move the hind end. Give him something to do with that energy. Because when they're worried, you can't teach them. All you can try to do is help them to get their brain back by moving body parts. Yes. Good. But not in my bubble. I'm not. Yes. And he's not allowed that close right now because he's reactionary. And I don't want him running into me. So he has to respect my space. Now see how that was a really fast lip lick? He was going really fast with his tongue? That's anxiety. If it's slow, then there's not a lot of anxiety inside. But right now he's kind of got it bottled up inside, so I'm trying to help him release it. I know. Big sigh. So he's trying to let go of that emotion. And then he kind of throws his head right there when I ask for something because he's like, I can't listen. You don't understand. I'm worried. I said, yeah, you can. Good. So all that sneezing, he's trying to let it go. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Not forward. Not forward. Good. But you can see, even just doing a little lap right there, going in a circle, he goes, I have to check out. I have to check out. That's why we don't do a whole lot of circling when he's in that frame of mind. But also I gotta kind of assess because I know he needs to move his feet too, so I have to have some kind of balance because if I just tell him he can't move his feet and he can't release, because sometimes I gotta go forward to release a lot of that anxiety because they get bottled up and they just need to move. So I gotta, it's just a balancing act. What do you need at this moment? How can I help you at this moment? I want him a little further from me. There we go. I know, but you are going to live. I promise. Not close. Not too many circles in a row. I got to change direction. And then when I let him go on the circle, I assess, how is he? See, his head's still kind of up. He's still kind of worried. He has a hard time thinking. So I asked there's a good sneeze, good lick. So I'm trying to ask his hind end to do a little bit more than his front end's doing, so it still gives him something to do here. So I kind of mix it up some. How can I help him? And sometimes I have to experiment. Good. Good. He's trying to check in. I want to reward that. But he's tight. He's like, his face is tight, his ears are tight. You know, there's still a lot of tension in there, so I'm going to help him get rid of it. Good. So I'm going to ask his hind end to do a little bit more. Because it gives him something positive and constructive to do out here on the circle. Good. Right there. Yes. So if I sent him to canter right now, he would just go in a panic. So that's not what I want to do. I only want to ask him to canter when he's in a good frame of mind. Otherwise, I'm just sending him to check out even faster. I walk towards his hind end and ask him to move that hind end a little bit more than the front end. Good. Good. So I want his back right hind leg to step in underneath him more. Yeah, good. Before he lifts that inside hind leg, right before he starts to lift it, I put pressure with my stick there, asking him to move it away. And that time when he did it, he just took it all the way, which was fine because he was listening. And I don't mind him stopping and checking in, but I'll show you again when we go. And I don't do it every step, but right now, I'm going to ask, I release. I'm going to ask, release. There, he listened a lot better. And I head towards that hind leg too, because it's putting it's just putting pressure towards that, asking him to move it away. And then that's healthy movement too, because then they start, you know, if they can get that hind leg underneath and round their back and put their head down a little bit, then they're using their top line a lot better. I know, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. So he's still not totally convinced he's okay yet. So we're going to continue doing what we're doing until he can relax. I understand. But you still need to go. And then you need to move that hind leg. Good. And then go on the circle. Good. So I had let him stop there a couple times when he had really moved that hind end away. So now that was kind of like a little bit of two things. A little bit of a question like, is that what you want me to still do? And I was trying to tell him, I want you to still go forward now. But also he wants to be close because he's still worried about that terrible windstorm that went by. He goes, it might come back. And there might be lions and tigers and bears in there. Good. Good. All right. Okay, you want to go that way? Good. Good. Still need you to go, buddy. So he has a hard time going forward and listening to a request at the same time because his emotions are still a little bit up. I'm just walking towards that hind end. Put a little bit of pressure here and there. And then say, Sam, please still go forward. Now let's change direction. Good. Are you ready to check in? So there's still a little bit of tension there, not as much. He's still not blinking as much. It's still there, but we're just going to keep going until he can find his own comfort. I know. I know. I understand. I understand. Good. Good. Let's do a little more, though. You don't need to be reactionary. Nope, nope, nope. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Gentle, yes. You're okay. See, as soon as something touches him, he goes, I gotta worry. You don't understand. I gotta worry. And I just said, no, you don't. I understand. You're gonna be okay, I promise. Don't go there. I understand. So now I'm just going to do some half circles here. Because he's telling me I can't handle being on the circle right now. So this is one of those things where they say every day you just got to deal with the horse that shows up. And how can you help him? I understand. So he's convinced there's danger over there. So I'll just have him go sideways then. I understand. I understand. I'm going to help you through it. So once we get to where I can work him through this, you know, he's going to build even more confidence in me that I can help him through things. And I'd much rather do this on the ground than on his back. Good. And see, this way we get to work on side passing. So I see it as an opportunity. So half circles were even a lot for him right there, so I said, let's just side pass then. Not forward, not forward. Thank you. Nope, we're not going forward. We're not, there we go. Good. But, you know, these are things that can happen when you're out riding, too. You can get a windstorm that comes by, you know. And, you know, how this is a good way to show you what do you got to do to work them through it. And I don't judge the horse. I don't think, okay, you got 10 minutes. I just give him whatever time. It's up to him how long it's going to take, not me. It's only, my job is just to try to help him through it. Now he's licking his lips, and it's a little softer than before. Not all the way, but it's better. Yeah, good. And I don't care that he's not side passing perfectly. I just care that I can do things that will help him think instead of be reactionary. Good. Good. No, we're not going forward. We're not going forward. Good. Good. Can you move the hind end? Can you move the front end again? Can you move the hind end? Can you move the front end? His head's coming down more. He's starting to relax a little bit more, starting to think towards me a little bit more. Good, but not, I don't want you that close. Good. Yeah. Because in a herd of horses, where's the safest place to be? In the middle of the herd. Because then the ones on the outside are the ones that are going to get eaten or killed or injured. So I don't want him thinking that he can be that close to me and get scared and then run over me, because that's what they do with each other. You know, let me get in the middle of the herd where it's safe. Good. Good. No, I don't want you that close. So I want him to respect my space, my personal space right now. Good. But see how now he's thinking more towards me instead of at danger? That's what I was looking for. It took a long time to get there, but that's okay. I don't care how long it takes. Not as reactionary as he was before, going backwards. Good. Good. I want you to weigh a little bit more, thank you. So I kind of push on his shoulder over here and say, I want a little bit bigger circle from you, a little bit further from me. He's starting to look better now. Good. And see how his head's coming towards me now instead of away, because usually he's looking away? That's good, I want to reward that. So he's thinking towards me. He's not thinking I need to be out there somewhere. So I'm always looking for where can I reward. I look for positive changes. Good boy. Yeah. No. Got to stay over there. Ask him out on the circle. That's looking better. You know, and windy days are the hardest for horses. Because it's hard for them to tell where danger is when everything's moving. And when sandstorms are coming by. So now that he has a lower head and he's more relaxed, nice soft sneeze, now I can start asking for something. Now he's more in a learning frame of mind. Where before all I could do is move body parts and help him to try to think instead of react. Out for a trot. Good. If he looks away, I'm just going to go towards his hind end again. till he thinks towards me. When he puts an ear on me, I'll relax. When his ears are away from me, then right there, his ears went away, and now his ears back on me. So I want him thinking towards me. His ear went away, came back. Ear went away, came back. Went away, came back. So I just play with it. And I'm looking at the inside ear. You're okay. You're okay. I got to keep that stick up a little longer to keep him out of my space. That's okay. I know. You're okay. You're all right. So during this whole thing, it was very important that I didn't get worried in my body or my energy or my thoughts. All I did was focus on helping him. Good. Because if he would have got worried, and then I would have got worried, he would have said, now I'm validated for being worried because you're worried too. Instead, in my mind, I just think, how can I help you? Good. Good. No. Yeah. Push his shoulder out so the circle gets bigger. Push his shoulder out. Good boy. So when he put his head down really low like that, he's really trying to come off adrenaline. So just looking for moments to reward. That was good. And he did it right over here because this is coming around over here. And this part is where he keeps worrying and he wants to change direction. This time in his mind he was like, I don't want to worry about it. So he put his head really low. So he was trying to find the answer himself. How can I not be worried? So I want to reward. Yes, that's where comfort is. Because he can't be on adrenaline when his head is low. Good. Push on the shoulder. Get him out further on the circle. Every time he takes his attention off of me, I'm going to walk towards his hind end. So that time too, when he came over here, he lowered his head. And the wind's picking up more. But I just want him to stay connected to me. Now he's moving his body parts much nicer. Back. So it's going to be a little bit harder for me to swing the rope and him be okay with it right now, but I'm going to say, are you okay with this? You're okay. You're okay. See how it's harder for him because it's a windy day? So I'm just going to say I'll help you through it. If you want to turn off that mic because it's windy, you can if it's bothering you. Okay. Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah. That's better. Good. Good. I stopped when he lowered his head a little bit as a reward. There we go. Good boy. Yeah. Good. So his brain's kicking in more. He's relaxing more. That's good. So I'm going to grab the bareback pad and see what he has to say about that. So before I put it on him, I'm going to walk away with it and let him follow me and smell it when he's ready. Good. And just like the ball, I'm going to say, can I touch you with it? I'm not going to just throw it over his back. Good. Yeah, so I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to touch him. See how he kind of shivered a little bit there? That was concern. He's licking his lips. I'll take it away. Then he came towards me. That was very nice. So before I do anything, I ask for permission. Just like I would with a friend or anybody else. You know, I don't just do things, I ask for permission. Good. Good. Because my goal would be to be able to have him out here eventually loose. Come to me, I put it on, and then, you know, it's his choice. He's a willing partner. And I'm going to do that on both sides. His head's still a little up because he's thinking about other things out there. Good. He thought towards it, I took it away. And I saw that because his head came over and his ears came over. So I'm going to try the other side. He's still a little bit reactionary. But, you know, it's a windy day and we're going to have a little bit of that. So I'll turn him so you can see. Good. So I just have this over my arm here, so if I need to have control, I can just do that. Good. If he wants to smell it, I give him time to smell it. And then just like the ball, we start by the shoulder or the front legs. Good. He's licking his lips. That's good. 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 Moving this way a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to have this on my right arm. Good. And I'm going to have enough so that when I turn around to go put this on his back, see how he shivered? Then I don't end up accidentally pulling on his face. See? That's worry. It wouldn't be fair for me to put it on and strap it up when he's worried. You don't build rapport there. It wouldn't be better tomorrow. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to start trying to use rhythm if he'll allow it. If he takes off, we'll just do something. And then I bring it back so he can smell it. And then I try to have my legs parallel with his, so if he came this way because he was worried, I could stop from falling, where if I'm facing him and he ran into me, I'd fall on my back. And then when I turn around, then my feet are up front. There we go. That was worry. That's okay. Then I offer him to smell it again. Good. Then I just kind of massage him with it. And just, just like the rope, the ball, everything else, we want to wait until there's relaxation, until there's no concern. Now he's licking his lips because he feels heard. He understands that I understand that he had concerns. And that I'm not going to do anything without his permission. I'm just going to help him build his confidence. And I want to continue on this side until he can blink, until he can lower his head, lick his lips. Good, his head went down a little bit. That was good. So I'll stop for a moment and reward that. Let's not worry about everything out there. I know. You're okay. Come over here. Now I'll switch my hand with everything. Come on this side. Because whatever I do on one side, I want to do on the other. He wants to smell it. He can smell it. Yeah. Good. He's still starry-eyed. It was a little bit jumpy that time because he's still sure there's some kind of danger out there. Just going to help him through it. Good. Bring your attention back. Good. So I'm going to do that on both sides a few times until he goes, that's no big deal. And then I'll see how he feels about the cinch. But I got to take everything in baby steps. So I'm going to go ahead and do this side again. I'm going to block him because he was still starry-eyed and jumpy. Good. Offer him a smell. So if his attention's off somewhere else, that means that's more of a concern than this, which is good. So I'm going to ask him to come over on this side. Move your feet, please. Good. And you saw him a little flinchy right there, because that concern it's not gone. So I'm going to try to use rhythm now. Until I see a change. He's not really blinking. And I can't see him every second, but I have his head came down just a little bit, licking his lips. Give him a break. Now he's thinking about it. Good. Bring him over to this side. Switch things in my hands. Good. So if it was a saddle, I would be picking it up like this, bringing it over here, give them opportunity to smell it, then I come over here and do it like a hug. With a saddle, I kind of use my hip too because, you know, it's really hard. So I use my hip to push, especially like with Troubadour because he's really tall. So I would have it against my hip, and I'll show you when we do use a saddle. So then what I do is I come around and I would swing it like this, and then I would use my hip to push it up. So my hip does the work of putting it up in the air. Because I don't have the upper body strength either, so.
And my one saddle's way too heavy to even do that. I have lighter saddles I use initially. But there's no way of doing that with
But see, so practicing with something like this is easier.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I do have a bareback with that also.
Oh, okay.
But I have some light saddles.
He's licking his lips, I'll give him a break. Smelling it, that's good. His head's lower, so the fear is coming down. Hi, Stinker. Yeah, you're all right. You're okay.
I'm pretty good working him through that because he gets straight.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I just have to give him constructive things to do that make him think. Going forward, they don't have to think. But moving the front end, the hind end, going backwards, sideways, they have to think.
that was good.
And then I make sure that he stays out of my bubble so that I don't get hurt. Good. Bring him over here, switch sides again. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Good. Yeah. So on this side, I'm going to try to do it like when he lets me. The concern came up again. That's okay. I don't get mad. I don't blame him. He's just telling me how he feels. And he's allowed to express his opinion. I just say, let me help you through it. Good. Because if I got mad or frustrated, it's not going to build any rapport with our relationship. He's just going to get more on the defensive. Need it in that arm. There we go. So I'm getting a little more careless with it. I'm not doing it as gentle because I want to start making a little commotion. Are you okay with this? Are you okay? Yeah. Good. Just a tiny flinch there. Yeah. And then it comes over. Yeah. Good. Now when I go to grab the cinch, I'm going to have my legs parallel with his legs too. So that way, if he bumped into me, I could take a step back instead of falling. If I'm facing this way and I go to get it, I could get knocked over if he ran into me. But I have a much better chance if I'm standing parallel with his feet. I'm going to pet. I'm going to come under. I'm going to take the cinch, and I'm not going to cinch him up right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if he's okay with a little bit of pressure there. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if the camera can see real well, so I'm going to bring him over here. Bring him over here. Good. little bit more. A little bit more. Thank you. So I'm going to come under. I let him know I'm coming by touching. I pat him before I go under so I'm not, it doesn't come as a surprise. No. He wants that carrot in my pocket, I'm sure. So, what I'm going to do, this one's not, yeah, it would fit him. Barely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take both ends and I'm going to very slowly put pressure on it like I was cinching him up. So I'm going to tighten both ends in my hand and I'm going to see how he feels about it. Nope, well, we don't have any treats right this moment. So I'm going to do it very slowly until there's a reaction, whether his head comes up or his eyes start either twitching really fast. He kind of looked at me like, what are you doing? So I stopped. I'm going to slowly, he goes, uh-oh, here it comes. So I'm going to hold it there. And what I was looking for, he was blinking and he turned his head away, so I released it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for some kind of pop. I'm going to slowly increase the pressure until he tells me there's a concern. When there's a concern, I'm going to hold it there until he relaxes. And when he relaxes, I'll release. And it's that release of pressure that he'll go, okay, if I relax, the pressure goes away. So I'm going to slowly tighten. He kind of looks over here, so I'm just, and it's not, I only have like, right now, just ounces of pressure, not a whole lot, because I didn't have to do very much, and he's like, came over here to see what I'm doing. He turned away, I released it. No treats right now. So I'm going to slowly tighten it. Slowly, like an ounce or two at a time. Now I got like maybe a quarter pound of pressure. He sighed, he licked, I released. Because eventually I want one where because you know how a lot of times horses really swell up their bellies when they're getting cinched because they don't want that tight, that restriction, and it's tight, and a lot of times it's put on too hard, too fast. I don't want him having those reactions. I want to be able to just slowly cinch him up, and I usually do it in phases. I'll do it a little bit at first. I'll walk him around for a moment, like backing him up, moving his front end a little bit. Then I'll tighten it up a little bit more so that it's not, it's not jerky, it's not mean. I'm not taking someone's belt and just going and pulling it,
I usually take 3 steps, The first one, when I first saddle,
Good.
Down, and then we tighten it here. And then before I get on,
Very good. That's perfect.
it's been a practice of mine.
So right now he's not blinking, and I got probably a half a pet there. He started to blink a little bit. I released. Then he lowered his head. There was just a tiny bit of wrinkle in his nose, which is a little bit of showing displeasure. It's not bad, but there was a little bit. It's just an observation. I'm checking in with him. So he doesn't have huge concerns. He does have a little bit because he's really swelling his belly right there. Like, I'm not going to let you get that tight, but it's not bad. It's just, and you're not the only one that's got on him, right?
And I know for sure after him has a dozen.
Right.
Or Sierra.
Good. So I don't have it real tight. I put it on. Back. Back up a few steps. Move the front end a little bit. Good. Okay. Let's come over here. Yeah. So he has a little bit of concern about it, but it's not real bad.
And what are you, how are you seeing concern right now?
Well, like like when I was cinching it up, there was a little bit of concern, because he could just kind of bring his head over, and there's a little bit of wrinkle in his nose. He was just showing me, that I didn't have 100% permission yet. So I just kind of did it slow. Just put the pressure on, took it off when he relaxed a little bit. Took it on, it's just, I'm letting him know that his opinion matters. And the more I let him know, the less concern he's going to have in the long run. Come here, buddy. Yeah, this way, this way, this way. Good, good. Get my legs parallel with his. Come under here. Now I'm going to slowly tighten again. So I'm looking for the moment where there's a reaction, whether he stops blinking, like there he stopped blinking, so I'm not going to add any more. He looked away, so he's not totally concerned because he's concerned about something else over there. But I would like his mind there. Good. Now he's yawning. So it's hard to see because his reactions are subtle. So I'm going to slowly tighten. He quit blinking. Now he's blinking. So when he quit blinking, I didn't add any more pressure. Good. And then I released. Because he kind of looked away. And then right before he started yawning, I released it. And now he's releasing. So I'm going to slowly tighten. He sighed, I release. It's just, I'm looking for all those little subtle things I keep telling you in his face, whether it's the eyes or the nose or the ear. I just look what they're saying. Is there wrinkles in the nose? Is he breathing heavier? Is one nostril bigger than the other? Is he blinking? And if he is it regular or is it kind of fluttery, where it's twitchy? Or is he not blinking? Just going to make that uncomfortable there. Add a little bit of pressure. So right there, he's not showing a whole lot of concern, obviously, because he's eating. And sometimes that can be avoidance too, just like I'm just going to go eat because But he's not. That cinching up part is not real. It's very little concern. It's not a lot. It's not bad. But I still want to get it to where there is no concern. So I just take an assessment of everything that I do. Where are you at? How do you feel about it? And how can I help you feel even better about it? Breathe in, point in that direction. Put a little pressure behind him. So, I can tell that, you've taken your time with cinching him, but I know you're not the only person that rides him or that has ridden him. So, we don't know how things are done when other people are with him. So I need to assess and check it out and see where he's at. Good. Good. So that sneezing and licking that he's doing out here is letting go of that little bit of emotion that he had about me putting the bareback pad on, cinching it up. So he's letting it go right now. So because he does a lot of things like an introvert, kind of doesn't show a lot of expressions unless he's really worried. we don't always necessarily see all those subtle signs when he's saying he has little concerns. It's obvious when they're running around crazy that they're worried. But when they're internally worried and they just kind of shut down instead, it's hard to see it. That's why I watch for all their facial expressions, because it tells me the story of where their mind is at. Good. And do some change of direction. Good. I'm not asking him to maintain gait when he changes direction yet, because I'm still trying to get his mind back in the game again, because he wants to look out there and worry a little bit. Shorten the rope. Back up. Ask to move the shoulder again. Good. Good. See him trying to bring his head down, sneezing, licking. Some relaxation starting to come in. He's letting go of that tension. Change my tools, back up, change direction. Switch the tools, change direction, good boy. Switch my tools, back up. Good. And now he's starting to maintain direction at the change. It's okay, he gets worried, I just help him out. Switch my tools. He didn't maintain gait, that's okay, we'll just do it again. Good. Good. Keep your head in the game. Good. So when he makes a mistake, I just kind of let it go, wait for moments of try, look for moments of reward, and then the mistakes will be less and less, like changing direction right here. It's a little bit hard. I just help him through it. Good. 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 That was better. I'll give him a break. Good. So he's starting to feel better about life again. Good job. Yeah. Good. Look at that hind end. Move it away. Good, thank you. Now I'm going to swing the rope again. Good. Doing lots of looking right now. Good boy. Now I'm going to come up to his side and do that again. He got reactionary when that moves, so I'm just going to do a little bit more. Until he goes, oh, that's no big deal. Yeah. Good. Good. You're okay. Yeah, see? You lived through it. Very good. Good. So like when we were circling and he couldn't change direction with maintaining gait there at first, you know, I just say, okay, I'm taking an assessment. That's where you're at right now. Let's just, so I don't get mad or frustrated or anything. I just say, let me help you until you can do it. And then you can have a break. So now I'm doing it a little bigger and saying, are you okay with that? Because if I would have done that first, the first time I did this today, if I would have just thrown it over like that, he would have taken off. So I just slowly build his confidence there. Good. Good. Licking his lips, that's very good. You want to smell it? Good. I'd say he did really good with that today. So now I'm going to get the ball. So he went from being afraid of it to a lot of acceptance. But because I assess him at the beginning too, like when I'm first using that bareback pad, I assess, how do you feel about it? And where's your tolerance level? So I start wherever he's at and then slowly build like that to where I can do more and more. To where I find out what can you handle, and then after a while, can you handle just a little bit more?